Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. Just a quick little update I'd like to share with you. This is the fender for the 1958 Chevy Impala. So it's the driver's side fender, and it requires quite a bit of love. So what I'd like to do is we've taken pictures, we've done quite a bit of work to this front. It's a very, very common area. So what I'd like to do is just break away because we've taken pictures of this repaired area from beginning, and then where we cut it out, we dry fitted this on. So to share with you now, we'll just share with you a little slideshow, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the fender. Okay, so now we're back with the fender for the 58 Impala. As you can see in the little slideshow, it's really common with the Chevy Motors vehicles where the fender, and they refer to this or nickname this the eyebrow. Really common area for them to rot out, and there was just extensive use of fiberglass and different kind of like terrible repairs over the years. Both to the inner and to the outer sections. So you saw in the photos where we have this one piece that we purchased, then there's the inside piece with this front face. So essentially what you do, it looks pretty easy now, but it's quite a bit of work because they give you the basic shape or the contour with the groove, but they give you excessive steel, and you have to measure, mark, and notch, and then heat it and shape it. And you can see some of the rainbow colors here where you have to heat the metal up and get it to conform to the actual shape of the fender. So we removed all of the old fiberglass and body fillers and different kind of products that they used so that we have bare metal, and then we modify these patches to fit the actual fender the way we want it to. So that you can see we've got the contour is really nice now. You want to make sure that we save these louver sections, so we cut around it, and then when you see, I think the camera can pick it up, we still have a little bit of sanding to do here before we put the epoxy on, but you can see how nice everything lines up, and where we grind it, it's almost perfectly flush. And then we have the rollover section, which is just like the way they did it in the factory, where it folds over and there's a ridge here. Now you don't see that because there's trim and so on, but what we're going to do is not only will we sand this and clean this up, we'll treat it with a two-part epoxy to seal this new metal, but then we'll do a little bit of seam sealer in here, which the factory didn't do. So then that will help keep the moisture and condensation from building up in there. So it's coming along quite nicely. So that's the front section, and then the top of the fender you can see, I think the camera can pick it up, there's a groove that comes all the way down the middle of the fender and then kind of comes to a point with the new eyebrow, and we've got that line, I would say, just about perfect. So now there's a little more to go. These fenders are quite big. I'm almost 6 foot and it's almost as tall as me. You can see excuse me, on the side of the fender, there's been quite a bit of damage. You can see there's a lot of hammer and dolly work. If I had a coin, this is just to show you how much body filler is still in the fender. We left these two sections. It's thicker than a quarter. If I were to lay a quarter in here, this body filler is thicker than a quarter. So there's been some damage here. They've hammered it in and then just kind of tried to smooth it with body filler. And then at one point it had a radio antenna, and the radio antenna was on the driver's side, and they didn't even put metal in here. They just used a bunch of different types of materials like caulking and so on and plugged it from both sides, pardon me, and then just filled it with a bunch of product, and you can see it was basically from here to here was all body filler. So we're going to hammer and dolly this out smooth, and we'll make a metal patch to go in there and grind it, and then we'll continue to work on the fender. But it's coming along quite nicely, and we'll have to do the same thing, same amount of work to the passenger front fender, because it's the same idea with the corrosion. So just a quick update, this is the fender for the 1958 Chevy Impala. I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.